Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. We have a little different format here today. We also have my boy Chevy, my cousin's dog, with me right now. Anyways, I do want to talk about the Space Force. This is a big topic. A lot of you guys have been reaching out to me. A lot of other YouTubers have already made a video about this, but you guys want my opinion and my insight about it, so that's what we're going to talk about today, the Space Force.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space.
Now, if you were part of my channel a couple months ago, I did make a video about it already when the Space Force was first initially talked about. So on that note, I'm gonna go on my own rocket ship. I got a rocket ship right here. Like right now. It wasn't as official as it is a couple days ago, but when it was first mentioned, when there was rumors, I did talk about it. This video right now, I'm gonna go in more in depth. I'm gonna talk about a little different ideas, why it's a good thing, why it would be bad, what do I think if it should be under the Air Force, the Navy, what branch, the 6th military branch, the DOD, bada bada. So this is just gonna be a raw, uncut video. Just me talking, kind of like a podcast format, I guess. My boy Nikki MGTV inspired me to do this format.
JT will make a reaction to me being the first Space Force YouTuber.
Yep. Space Force, 6th military branch. What I think about it is that it's actually going to be very, very important to establish America's dominance or America's presence in space. I'm very interested with outer space, and I watch a lot of YouTube channels that talks about string theory and the Fermi's paradox, and are we gonna become a civilization that can move onto different planets in the future? So if you guys did not know, we are actually gonna be doing missions to Mars in our lifetime. Before the year 2050, we should have a colony on Mars. 2050, dude, I'll be in my 50s. I'll be 56 years old by 2050. I'll still be a little spry spring chicken. And we're gonna be seeing people colonize Mars. So you can imagine with SpaceX and Elon Musk's company and NASA, they're gonna be doing their first missions probably within the next 10 years, sending equipment up there, getting ready for people. It's gonna be similar to Ender's Game, which is gonna be really awesome. Orson Scott Card's book, Ender's Game, one of my favorite books of all time, which actually it's very comparable to military boot camp nowadays. It has a lot of same concepts. But as you guys can imagine, if we're gonna be colonizing Mars, if we're gonna be creating a huge presence in outer space, we need the Space Force. Now, I don't know if that's gonna be people living on a big, huge space station. I don't know if that's people gonna be flying around in rocket ships. I have no idea what that's gonna look like, but one of the arguments is, should it be under the Navy's rank structure? Or should it fall under the Air Force? Is it gonna be a similar relationship like the Marines is with the Army? Or the Marines with the Navy? Is it gonna be like the Space Force and the Air Force? Because a lot of people are saying, hey, everything that you ever seen about science fiction, they all have Navy ranks, you know, captains. They all use Navy ranking structures. And my argument as to why the Space Force should be similar to the Navy or should fall under the Department of the Navy is because what military branch, I talked about this in my last video, what military branch is more adapt to that type of living? What is very comparable to living in outer space? Oh, a submarine, living in the ocean. We know more about outer space than we do the ocean. Sailors would be able to adapt to that kind of lifestyle. The Air Force doesn't live on ships for months and months and months at a time. The Army doesn't do it. The Coast Guard does it a little bit, but not as much as the Navy. And then the Marines, sometimes, yes, Marines will go out on amphibs, LHDs, but they're more just being transported to and from. They're not necessarily working on the ship, living on the ship, unless they're Marine maintainers. You know, Marines do live on the ship and work on the Harriers, 53s, Ospreys. So basically what I'm trying to say is the Navy is the military branch that will be able to transition to outer space life than any other branch. I lived on an aircraft carrier for 9 months straight. floating around the ocean with only water around me, living with 5,000 people on a floating freaking steel island. That's gonna be similar conditions to being in outer space. So I think sailors are gonna be leading the way in this. I think we should have Navy rank structures. This is a very good idea though. You know, if we're trying to set politics aside and not say, oh, Trump this, Trump that, it is a very smart idea in general to establish this now. We need to start this process now because 10 years is gonna go by like that. Elon Musk and SpaceX is gonna be launching equipment to Mars very, very soon. China is gonna try to establish a space station. Russia's trying to get people on the moon. China's trying to get people on the moon. India's trying to get people on the moon. We're at the point now where it's not science fiction anymore. This is real life. And it's really exciting. It blows my mind. If we can actually do this and be successful, there's gonna be colonies on Mars. There's gonna be Martians in our lifetime. People are gonna leave Earth, populate Mars. And it's just gonna start there. Then they're gonna leave Mars and populate, who knows? Who knows? I'm just really excited just to witness everything unfold. I'm really excited to see the first man on Mars. Like I wasn't born for the first man on the moon, so I have no idea what that was like for people, but I can just imagine. That'd be amazing to see. It's historical. And if we can be the first nation to do that, if we can be the first nation to establish a space force that's groundbreaking, that is epic, I'm super stoked. Would I join the Space Force? Yeah? No, not with the family. Now, a lot of you guys are like, would you go back as an officer? Will you go back in the military? I was single the whole time. It was stressful enough as it is being single. I can't imagine people that have multiple kids and have families and multiple wives. If you're into that kind of thing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this more relaxed format. I might be doing more of these types of videos where I just talk about events and give my opinion and give my point of view. And as always, if you can leave a like, leave a thick thumbs up and make it a little plump. And for my boy Chevy here, come here Chevy, come here buddy. He's really tired. He was playing with Papa and Gray. Or where are you? Where are you buddy? Come here. He was playing with Papa and Gray for a long, long time. And I also took my dogs for a 5-mile run this morning, so they're pooped. I just didn't want to have all 3 dogs in here at the same time because we're babysitting him right now. That's just too much commotion. So they're downstairs. He's with me right now. And I'll see you guys very soon. Brand new videos every single day on the JTsuits channel. Make sure, I already said that. Subscribe for my boy Papa and my boy Chevy. JTsuits.com as well. If you're still at the very end of the video, you are a true Lob Squad fam. So I'm letting you know at JTsuits.com. My website, I love you, that's awesome. I love having a website, it's freaking great. We are extending the free bracelet, anchor bracelet giveaway until July 1st. When July 1st comes, we will then be releasing some stuff for July 4th and for Independence Day. Some cool merch coming out on July 1st, but yeah, up until July 1st, we are still doing the free anchor bracelet giveaway. Link will be below. And good boy. I'll see you. Man. Papa, we're going to freaking outer space, Papa. Great, we're going to outer space. What do you think? Mimi. We're going to space. You wanna go? We're going to outer freaking space. Like right now. So I'm gonna shift in a second, get in the right RPMs and just you write it out.
Space Corps, as it refers to mounting more of the vulnerability of U.S. space assets and its central role in the modern war of extinction.